I'm very blessed to have my entire October full. One-on-one readings, group readings, my entire October is booked and there's no room to get anybody in. And I've had some people reach out to me because, surprise, surprise, it's October and people want to talk to the medium. So, well, in response to that, what I've decided to do is a special Halloween reading called the Halloween Crossroads. And it's a reading that I've designed to give us insight into where we're at, what's going on with us, but also to bring insight from two groups of spirits specifically, our ancestors, as well as the celestials, the spirits that we would know of as the angels or the gods. So with that being said, what I want to do is I want to give you a quick example of what this reading looks like. These readings, as I release them, for individuals will be 20 minutes long. I'm going to try to sneak this in under 10 minutes just to give a fast, quick version of what these 5 cards look like. So let me go ahead and shuffle 5 times. And with that being said, this is intended to be for anybody that comes across this video right here. Anybody that sees this video, this reading is for you. This reading is for me. So this is a generalized reading. And each reading that's delivered to everybody will be sent as a private YouTube video, just like this, so you can listen to it and everybody will get a picture of their spread as well. This reading is done with the Halloween Tarot. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to cut the deck. And the first card is the card that represents us all. All right. So this is the 7 of Pumpkins. The 7 of Pumpkins, or the 7 of Pentacles, is the card to me that represents the person that has no appreciation for themselves. This is the person that's usually seen with a garden implement. They're looking at the squash, the pumpkins in this case, or the grapes, or whatever it is that they're growing. And it indicates a person who has appreciation for the soil and the sun and the water and the seeds and the plants. And it's a very grateful attitude. But the one part of this person has no appreciation for themselves. So this indicates us, you, me, anybody. Remember that your life is a great big equation full of all sorts of moving pieces. And it's really important that you give yourself credit for where you're at and the help, the effort that you bring to your life. So that goes right in the center. The card to the left is the card that vexes and perplexes. Okay. So this is the Star card. The Star card, as we see here with this little gargoyle, this is a card of healing. This is a card of grace and simplicity. In tarot, the Star card comes right after the Tower card, and there's an expression as, you know, you can't get to the Star card if you don't go through the Tower. Now, you and me, we might actually have questions about healing. We've all been traumatized in this world. We've all been assaulted by bullies and all sorts of people that would want not the greatest for us. So this card very much talks about, well, let's wish upon a star. Healing and wishes. Well, we all have to do it, right? We all have to wish for healing. We all have to wish for what we want. And sometimes those wishes aren't answered, or sometimes those wishes are answered in ways that we would never expect. So this is a card that reminds us, even though it's in that position of what vexes and perplexes us, this is a card that reminds us not to ever give up hope, because the greater powers that be, well, they give us what we ask for in ways, again, that we would never expect, and with timing that we may not understand. The card to the right is what heals and reveals. Okay, so this is the Knight of Imps. This is the Knight of Wands. Wands are a card, well, they're a suit of manifestation. They're a suit of fire, right? And they have to burn brightly. Fire burns brightly. Now, fire, whether it is in our home in the way of a furnace or a fireplace or on our stove, well, fire is something that will either burn us or warm us. This is a card, being a knight, that is encouraging us to remember how important it is to maintain routine. So imagine that you have questions about healing, right? Or wishing that you could heal from some sort of past trauma. Well, this card reminds us that we have the force, we have the will. We have to bring it to bear every single day. We can't wait for healing to happen to us. Healing, as such, in our body and what have you, well, healing is something that will really, really, it requires us to co-create it, right? I can wait for the scar on my body to heal, but I could also add some Neosporin. I could, disinfect it. I could maybe perhaps even use stitches or what have you. So this card is one that is reminding you that healing does happen, but you have to participate in it, and you have to participate in it on a regular basis. The next card is the card from the ancestors. Okay. So this is the Three of Ghosts, the Three of Cups. And this is a card of fun, and this is a card of sort of the happy hour card where you can see these three ghosts getting together and they're cheersing, right? They're toasting to something. So with that being said, this card is very much a card of remember your vitamin joy. You only have so much time in this world. We all do. You and me, we only have a certain amount of sand left in our hourglass, and this requires that we make the most of it, especially in the face of the traumas and the pains and the turmoils that would come our way. One of the practices that I have is I am a constant seeker of vitamin joy. Why? Well, I know my spirits carry on. I know my grandparents carry on. And my grandmother, the one grandparent that I got a chance to know and love, well, I know that she loves me very much, and I know from the world of spirit she wants the best for me. She doesn't want me to hurt. She doesn't want me to sit in turmoil. She doesn't want me to have all sorts of pain, and it's my responsibility, right, to move away from it. My peace is her peace, and if I want her to rest in peace, I have to live in peace. And if I want her to rest in joy, I have to live in joy. And that's what this card reminds us. I have to live in joy for my grandmother to actually be in joy, but as a vitamin to combat and compete with the turmoil and the pains and the rough parts of this world. This is the message from our ancestors, that we have to remember to get the vitamin joy. The next card is from the Celestials. The Empress. Okay. So I have a particular set of opinions about angels and gods, and I don't ever ask anybody to adopt them. I've experienced them in my own way, and those beliefs are mine. I really think that we are all responsible for building and maintaining our own cosmological worldview. Meaning, how do we interpret the world of spirit? How do we experience it? It's going to be very subjective. It's going to be hours and hours alone. The reason that I am tattooed with roses, very much so, is because I have a relationship with the goddess. This is the mother. This is the Empress. And in this card, this is, the Bride of Frankenstein. And I love that very much. But this is that big mama energy. It's difficult in a world that causes us pain to remember that we are loved all the time. We are loved. We are held. We are supported all the time. The tricky thing about existence, though, is human free will. My relationship with the spirits, these greater spirits, have taught me that the most dangerous part of human existence is human free will, human belief. People come to believe all sorts of strange and awful things, and they cling to those beliefs, and through such, they will cause pain to other people. The world is a wonderful, bountiful place that I have to stay protected from. And people, we have to protect ourselves from some people as well. But that doesn't mean that the greater spirits alike that love us and hold us and take care of us, it doesn't mean that they don't have love for us. So it's vital to remember that in spite of all of our challenges, we are loved so deeply. That is the Halloween Crossroad reading. Remember, it goes a little bit longer because I'm trying to sneak it in here under the 10-minute mark. If you're interested, go to joshsimons.com/Halloween and you'll find it there. They will be delivered to you within 7 days. Take care of yourself.